Hey, little spoiler warning for you before we get started. Anything from the books we've already covered can and will be discussed. So that's anything for Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and also The Lost Hero. So that does include spoilers for the Sea of Monsters, so if you haven't done the pre-reading, be warned. Welcome back to Demigod Debut. I'm Mal, enjoyer of creatures and longtime Percy Jackson fan.
And I'm Julie, Percy Jackson newbie, and Tyson Truther. He's not dead. He can't be. It's not allowed.
He can, well, we hope that it follows the same trajectory as the books. We are joined by known Sea of Monsters hater and close personal friend, Sydney.
Hi, so happy to be back.
Yes, glad to be in your home recording this episode. So Sydney and I are together in person. Julie is online, so if Sydney and I talk over each other, sorry. Sydney, what are your thoughts on the season so far?
Thus far, up into episode 5, I have really enjoyed this adaptation of Sea of Monsters. I would say so much more than the movie version. Let me tell you. I have tried to block as much of that movie out of my mind as I possibly could. So, I love it. I mean, as we all know, famously on this pod, I've talked about how much I hate the Sea of Monsters as a book. It ranks in like the lower tier for me in terms of the series. But watching it be adapted into the TV show has been so fun. And I really think that my favorite part of the season thus far has been just getting to see Grover and Percy's friendship play out through the empathy link. I think they've done that really well. And Grover, he looks pretty fierce in the wedding dress, so points for that.
Yeah, we watched this episode together for my second time watching it and Sydney's first time, and she was like, Grover's wedding dress is giving.
It's amazing. Oh, one more thing I want to say. And like, when I started the season, I did text Mallory about this. The needle drops in season 2 are incredible. Good. They are throwing money at this production. It is amazing. And to the point where maybe in this episode they had to like scale it back a little bit because they had to pay Mariah Carey so much money.
Yeah, they had to pay a bunch of money for Cake by the Ocean for Mariah Carey's emotions. That's where all the budget went.
What's next? An ABBA song?
Ooh, that would be so good.
Fun. It's Aphrodite.
Great. Yes. Had to bring Sydney here since we are both home for the holidays and whatnot.
Well, I'm in my home for the holidays. Yes.
I am also we're in the same state and made it happen. Yay. Yeah, so episode 5, you both know this because I texted both of you the first time I watched it, and I was like, guys, I low-key kind of hate it. Did grow on me the second time, so perhaps I was a little harsh the first time. But, I mean, I said a lot, like, this is my most anticipated episode of the season, like, I can't wait for the sirens, I can't wait for Cersei, and then, like, I don't know, they changed a lot. Julie, what did you think of the episode?
It wasn't my favorite. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of like how they decided to portray Cersei in this. I don't know why. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my mother already thinks that this is a man-hating podcast. And this will probably reinforce that idea, but I was like, men on Cersei's island? Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? That was kind of my first negative reaction, I think, and then it was all sort of downhill from there. But I do think I, like, built it up in my head, and then when I watched it again, I was like, okay, so it's actually not terrible. I think it's a fun episode, and I think it will be interesting to unpack.
I am still trying to make sense of some of the changes that they made between the book and this episode of the TV series. Mal and I were kind of talking about it, and I had compared it to the Medusa episode in season 1. But honestly, the more I reflect upon it, I think it's actually more akin to the Lotus Hotel and Casino episode, because that episode, or I guess that part in the story, is so heavily like mythologized and like beloved by fans. And I think similarly, Cersei's Island and the guinea pig portion is such a beloved part of the books from fans. I think it's just really tricky to adapt and make everybody happy. And so just as people are kind of disappointed with the Vegas portion of the show, I think this is going to be maybe another like low point in the season, even though like I personally did enjoy it. I believe that some of the changes they made only serve to kind of speed the story along a little bit more. But we will be talking about some kind of confusing choices that were made, and we will wonder aloud why.
Yeah. I also think the way that the people seem to sort of almost be trapped on this island in a sort of different way than the Lotus Casino, but you still have like these people who have been there for years, like their quests paused because they've just been like training with Cersei. It does give Lotus Casino in that way as well, which I don't know is an interesting choice and change. So to get into the episode, we wake up at the spa. And there is a lot of steam, so much so that Sydney was like, what's up with the quality? It was a lot of steam. And he seems remarkably unharmed for what we have just experienced with the boat literally disintegrating.
What we're led to believe is a massacre. Like, you two are the only survivors. Like, could you not have been more sensitive in sharing that information?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we're not very gentle with the
literal children.
Yeah, and the knowledge that, like, hey, you may be the only ones that are still alive from this boat crash. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. But yeah, I do enjoy the way that they both just, like, have no idea where they are. Annabeth's like, we could be on a ship. We could be
on an island.
Like,
we could be on the moon.
I don't know what's happening. Also, this is going to mean nothing to Julie, but the girl at the spa introduces herself as Hilla, and I was like, oh my god, hey girl. Yeah, so you'll meet her later, Julie, but yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, icon, star, there she is. That was a detail that I appreciated. Like, it feels like they put these, like, details from the book that are, like, I think meant to show us, like, look, we are true to the book, and then they also, like, change other things entirely, and it's like, why are we making some of the decisions that we are? I don't know. And then Percy kind of, you know, crashes out about losing Tyson and promising his mom that he would take care of him. It's all very sad. I'm sure, Julie, you felt similarly as a Tyson truther.
We'll talk about it later, but, like, when he sees, like, his biggest fear, like, in the mirror, tears. Literal tears.
Ugh.
Oh my god, upsetting.
Very upsetting. And the way that he's like, we lost everything. Like,
You can't.
Because, like, that's always what's going to be important to him. It's, like, the people that he loves. And then, okay. Then I just have written in all caps in my notes, why would a man be there? And I know I already said this, but, like, why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? What's next? Men in the Hunters of Artemis?
Hey, they're a progressive organization.
Listen. I mean, okay, I do play in, like, a women's plus softball league. And so I do play with a lot of, like, trans men. And I think, I don't know, that sort of inclusivity doesn't bother me. But then I'm like, cis men in women's spaces kind of gives me the ick.
Are you saying Cersei's island is a women's space? This is a safe space for women, except it's not.
This is a safe space for women to learn sorcery, at least in the book. Like, she invites Annabeth to come and learn sorcery. Like, it's a safe space for women, but it's not a safe space for men.
Well, okay, so this is one of the things that, like, I am still toying back and forth with in my head. And I might be jumping ahead slightly, but just this idea of, like, yes, not all of the men had been turned into guinea pigs, like in the book. And then we also have, like, Cersei, who is kind of like this wellness guru type, this goop, if you will. Grecian goop. And so I can't really tell if they were trying to attempt to make some sort of commentary on, like, the wellness industry as a whole, and, like, these podcasters who, like, have no actual training but are, like, act as these pop psychologists, if you will, and they're trying to, like, just sell this lifestyle kind of product to you in a similar way that Cersei was trying to do to Percy and Annabeth, and, like, make all of these claims about, oh, I can heal you, I can make you be better, when in fact, like, that's not really how, like, mental health works. So, I mean, we have this sort of, like, contemporary tie-in with, like, what we're seeing right now. And the other side of it, too, I do wonder, especially in light of the fact that, like, right now we're in a moment in time where we're seeing all of these think pieces come out about like young men in particular feeling like very isolated and feeling very like pushed out and on the margins of society, whether that is true or untrue, because I think a lot of that is just perception. Anyway, and like we've gotten into that on this podcast before, especially
yes,
like
with Luke.
yes,
the Luke of it all.
and there's so much as we talk about the radicalization of Luke. So I don't know if it was a conscious choice by the writers to kind of forego that, given that like we're having this conversation and they don't want to like entrench these feelings in young men further, and so they wanted to like pivot. But those were just kind of some of my initial thoughts on some of the changes we saw on screen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is interesting, and I also think, you know, the showrunners for this show are men. It is a book written by a man, so I could see trying to steer away from like the man hating aspect of it. But I also think even in the book, when you see Cersei, she is doing these things to like a man boy that we have come to love. And so you kind of see her as the bad guy for doing this thing, and you like recognize that like what she's doing is wrong. Like she can't be turning all men into guinea pigs, because like not all men are pigs. Hashtag not all men.
Oh god.
Wow.
This is a man defending podcast now.
This is a man defending podcast. Sorry to men. I know a small percentage of our listeners is men.
One. We got one.
You guys are cool.
You guy.
You one guy. No, I think it's more than one guy. I don't know. I mean, I think we also could have, because I do think, you know, men get sort of a bad rap, and there are a lot of people who are like, I don't want anything to do with cis men, especially like women and queer adjacent people. So I don't know, I think we also could have still kept that part of Cersei and made different commentary. I don't know. I kind of miss it, but it might just be me. Julie, your thoughts on men? If you have
Listen,
any.
I have to be very careful. I have a boyfriend now.
So does Sydney.
I do. And he's the one man who's cool and listens to this podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that he listened to this.
That's why I'm saying one man confirmed.
Hi, Nick. Okay. So, yes. Also, we're going to talk about stained glass again, because I love stained glass. Cersei's island, beautiful. Like, the beautiful spiral staircase in that room that's, like, overlooking the water with, like, the stained glass. It was like, I want to live here. I feel like this is a lovely place, and I understand why these people are staying here to train instead of going out to, like, face the sirens. Because, yeah, I want to stay there, too. I love good stained glass. It's not quite as good as the stained glass at the big house at camp, but we will allow it.
You also love the ocean. And
I
you're
do
very
also love the
compelled by
ocean.
it. So I feel like stained glass plus a view of the ocean, yeah, I'd be like, this is great. This is the life.
The sea! I yearn for the sea.
Speaking of someone who yearns for the sea.
Stavros? Yeah, that was interesting. Because who is this man? How old is he? Because my first thought is that, like, this was a man who had somehow been un-guinea pigged, and he had been on Cersei's island.
Initially, that's what I thought too. Because
Yes.
Hilla's going, oh, what? Oh, that's too soon. And she like kind of panicked. So I was like, oh, he had one of the vitamins early.
Yeah.
Oh my god, here we go. We're gonna get it. And then that didn't happen. And the other part that was interesting in watching the whole episode, he's very clearly dressed in like Greek battle garb with a helmet and a leather skirt. I'm sure there's a more technical name for it. I don't know what it is. He's wearing a cute little mini skirt.
We love a pleated skirt.
Lace up boots. And so it looks like he's a product of ancient Greece. And like, oh, okay, like you've just been like frozen in time on this island. But then later we meet an older hero lady who is confirmed to have been there for a very long time. So time in fact does pass.
Right.
So he just wanted to dress up in costume, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like even when we saw like Percy and Annabeth in Greek armor in like the second episode for the chariots, something about their armor felt more modern than Stavros's does.
Well, and even like Percy is dressed up in Greek garb in this episode, but he's not dressed up in battle armor. So it's not even like this is what he was like transformed into looking like. from cargo shorts and a Patagonia cinchilla, snap top,
What?
Well, I'm saying, like, if he were to have come in his modern clothes, I feel like
Oh, okay.
a Patagonia jacket and cargo shorts, probably good heroing outfit in the 21st century. It's all weather, all terrain. Maybe he had some lace-up hiking boots on too, and like then he were transformed into wearing a Grecian outfit. If Percy is the model to go off of, it wouldn't have been the battle.
Yeah, it
garb.
wouldn't have been armor, so he probably showed up in the armor. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of questions about this island.
The sartorial choices made on this island.
Also, like, the fact that he's in this armor and then he takes a jet ski to the island. Sure, okay. It's very interesting that Cersei spends the entire time that she's talking to Percy and Annabeth, like, noting Annabeth's flaws, but not Percy's. Like, and she says, like, oh, I can't see very much past your grief, but it also feels a little bit like girl on girl crime whenever she's only, like, picking up on, like, what's negative about Annabeth for a little bit there. So I do like the trying to tie the sirens more into Cersei's Island and making, like, this whole episode about fatal flaws and, like, taking fatal flaws and, the sirens using them against you. And I see some of what they were trying to do. I just don't know if I love the execution.
And this is where I'm going to push back against you.
Good, I need that sometimes.
Hater. So I do feel as if the first two books are oftentimes they become more so like vignettes. Like there are micro stories within each of the quests that don't necessarily have an impact on the greater arc of the story as a whole, versus as we get into Titan's Curse and then further into the series, the stories are a little bit tighter plot-wise. So I do feel like, especially in Sea of Monsters, because there are so many references made to the Odyssey and like it mirrors so greatly the story of Odysseus, oftentimes they are just kind of one-off bits and pieces of the quest as it goes on. So I do feel like both the Sirens and Cersei being separate chapters in the book, they do feel a little bit more one-offy. So I understand the choice to kind of merge these pieces of the text together to have this like greater overall impact on the plot. So I did not hate it because also, again, going back to my complaints about a boat book, when you're on a boat, not much can happen to you. And so they're seeing the sirens from afar. They go to Cersei's Island. But then to combine it and to have this like overall like greater sense of pressure and urgency, because we have to get off of Cersei's Island. We have this big bad to defeat, to make it off of Cersei's Island, to get to Grover, to get to the Golden Fleece. It all makes a little bit more sense. So I do feel like it served to like improve the pacing of the story a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I think that's fair. I don't know. I think I was very, like, I really wanted to see Annabeth get, like, offered the opportunity to become a sorceress. I enjoy that. I would enjoy that arc for her. But, I mean, obviously, she's never going to pick that. But,
Oh, I also wonder, I just had this thought. It's a brilliant thought.
Okay.
If they opted to not do that, because so much of the next season is going to be Percy wondering, is Annabeth going to become a huntress? And so then it's almost like telling the same story twice. Oh, is she going to become a sorceress? Oh, is she going to become a huntress? And so I think maybe that just needs to be saved for the next season.
Maybe. That's true. I also think, like, joining the hunters is a much bigger fear.
There's more tension there.
Yeah. No, that's true. All right, so we also get here the introduction of the wax from Aristaeus' personal hive, Aristaeus, the god of beekeeping. This is something that has to be explained to Percy, which I enjoy. I feel like there was a lot of criticism last season about, like, Percy and Annabeth going into every interaction knowing who everyone is. And I think in some cases it does make sense. Like, it makes sense that, like, they can identify, okay, we are doing the beats of the Odyssey, so, like, this sorceress woman we meet in the Sea of Monsters is probably Cersei. Like, I feel like you can't try to make me believe that, like, Annabeth is this really, really smart character and then have her, like, not put the pieces together.
Exactly, especially because she's studied and she's trained because she wants a quest so bad. Of course she's going to refer back to the heroes of old.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I also like that there have been a couple of things that we've had to explain to Percy, at least in the last 2 episodes. Like, he didn't know how to pronounce Charybdis. He didn't know who Aristaeus was. And so, like, I think we're getting a little bit more of the, like, cluelessness of Percy, which I do enjoy. And I think Annabeth probably enjoys as well, because I think she enjoys explaining things to him.
She likes to be a show-off, and don't we all?
Yes. Yeah, and so Cersei kind of warns them, like, there are no short pieces of wax to get past the sirens. But, you know. And then we cut to Clarisse, who has washed up on Polyphemus' island, so she is also alive. I'm sure, Julie, you were thrilled to see Clarisse alive.
Listen, I don't want her to die. I'm just like, she's a bully, okay? I don't like bullies.
Mal did make a comment last night that you're really fixated on her red lip, her cutie red lip as she's questing. For me, it's more the freshly laid edges and the freshly done hair as well. Like, that is not at all grown up. Like, is the Blockbuster employee.
Yeah.
Every morning, Queen, let me braid your hair for you.
Yeah, this is not someone who just survived an explosion and however long she was in the water.
Well,
Right.
I mean, none of them are. They're so
Mhm.
clean. They're all so
I
clean.
know.
For having been out on the open seas. I just want them to be a little bit more dirty.
Grunge.
Yeah, and, like, I feel like they've been so wet. Like, that, like, it's almost a denim jacket, but it's green that Percy has on. Like, that's gotta be so crusty.
Ew.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, he's been in the salt water.
I mean, for him, I get it. Like, he can dry his clothes. But for the rest of them, you're gonna smell like a
Mhm.
fisherman.
Yeah, no, I always get so fixated on, like, these children must stink so bad. It's like, think about it, you've got 13-year-olds, they're going through puberty, they are also dealing with the smell of the ocean and the general dirtiness of being on a quest. Like, I know they rolled up to Cersei's island, and the people were like, we need to bathe these children immediately.
Who is making sure they bring deodorant with them on these quests?
Yeah, did Hermes pack that in his little backpack?
You know what? He would. There you go.
This is like a dig.
Freaking kids, man.
So, Clarisse also walks immediately right into a trap on the island, because of course she does.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah, seeing her hanging upside down was kind of silly. Then, you know, she gets taken back to Polyphemus' lair, where Grover is there making his veil, like Penelope, another Odyssey reference. Hooray. Polyphemus wants to eat her, of course. It's been a while since he's had demigod. Great. Then Clarisse and Grover have a fun little exchange. I think this is an underrated duo that I didn't know that I needed, but I actually, like, really like them together, and I think they're really funny. And I think a friendship with Grover could be good for Clarisse.
Just like I think a friendship with Clarisse would be good for Grover, too. Like, please help him have a little bit more of a backbone.
Yes.
And then Grover, like, just soften her edges a little bit. I like Clarisse as a character, I can't lie.
I do too. I think she's
just full of rage. Which is okay. She's a teen girl, she deserves to be.
Yeah. Listen, who among us was not the worst at, like, 14, 15? Like, I'm willing to forgive her. So, Clarisse tells Grover that everyone is dead. She's the only survivor from the ship. Percy and Annabeth are dead. And Grover kind of uses the empathy link to tell that Percy is still alive. And I think this is such a missed opportunity to give us a little more empathy link lore, because this is the moment that Grover should have told us that, like, no, Percy can't be dead, because if Percy was dead, I would be dead because of this empathy link. Like, I feel like we've really softened the tension there with the empathy link, because that's also part of it. Like, that's part of what makes the empathy link so compelling to me, at least, is that, like, this is a choice that they are making to tie themselves together because they are such good friends. And, like, the fact that Percy chooses to keep the empathy link at the end, despite the dangers, and, like, the fact that Grover is still going to continue to search for Pan, this quest that no satyr has ever returned to, because he wants to have the ability to still help Grover out if he needs it. Like, I don't know, we're losing something without that, like, if you die, I die piece, I think.
Mhm.
I agree. I've been waiting for that all season. It is still unexplored. And yeah, essentially it weakens the overall purpose of the empathy link, because if it's just something that you can create because you're friends, well, then why does Grover not have one with Annabeth?
Right.
You know, it just kind of opens the door for so many questions, whereas in the book, the lore was there.
Yeah. And I mean, like, this just goes into a criticism that I have for the show in general, which is just kind of the lack of some of the lore. Like, again, we still have not heard anyone call the sword Riptide. We still don't know the name of the sword. Someone commented on one of our episodes that they think that Riptide, like, we'll get the name for Riptide in season 3 when it's more relevant to, like, Zoe's plot, because, like, she's the one who made Riptide, like, when it was a hairpin that she gave to Hercules. And so I could see that happening, but also it's weird to, like, have Riptide ringing in the captions and never have Percy, like, call the sword Riptide. Perhaps I'm just getting too bogged down in the details, but so then Clarisse is very much preparing for battle. Grover's like, I have this plan, and I needed another person, and now you're here, so, like, we can escape.
I have hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right, and then shows her the literal light in the roof of the cave. Again, they're a very funny duo, and I enjoy them. And then we have the reveal that's not really a reveal of Percy and Annabeth's Cersei's Island makeover. I still cannot believe that Disney Plus posted this online before it like, I thought this was a reveal that we were gonna get in the episode, but, like, this has been everywhere on social media for weeks, and I'm like, I just keep seeing these outfits, so it's like, it's not even a reveal for me as I'm watching it. But that also could just be that I'm too online.
I think you might be too online. I had not seen it.
Okay. Sydney hadn't seen it. She's beautiful. He's there. I think, like, she really owns the, like, Greek outfit in a way that he does not. And I wonder if that was intentional, you know, with the whole, like, she's more a part of this world and Percy is more, like, the human side of things. So I think him looking, like, he looks like he's wearing a costume. Like, this is not...
Very awkward.
He does look very awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. She looks beautiful. Like, she's meant to stay on Cersei's Island and become a sorceress.
Mm-hmm.
I also, like, whatever they did to his curls, drop the curl routine, Cersei, because it looks like some of them they've taken, like, a curling wand to, but, like, his hair, the curls are curling.
It was the steam.
They did give him an awful part.
They did, yes.
They did. I was like, oh
no. It looked so bad I couldn't stop staring at it.
Yeah, the part was not great. Did, like, the little golden headband. I think that's fun.
That was cute, yeah.
And so, I also... Here's the creature enjoyer part of me to comment on all of Cersei's collection of animals. Love, and the fact that she says that they're there for emotional support, I feel very seen. I, too, enjoy having creatures around for emotional support. I also enjoy that she has a diversity of creatures. I am wondering, were all of these creatures once people?
Yeah, that's a good question. And, like, how do you determine who gets turned into what if they are all creatures?
Yeah. Also, I have to comment, I think there is in fact a lizard in this season, because I said I was going to judge each season of Percy Jackson based on the number of lizards. I think that there is an iguana in one of the cages next to the guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it might be an iguana or some sort of lizard.
Lizard-esque, at least.
Yes. And, I mean, she's got a snake at least, so surely she's got a lizard there somewhere. I will go through when I have more time, and I will see if I can really positively identify a lizard, because that's important to me, personally. And was that lizard once a guy? Maybe. It'd be kind of wild. Maybe my lizard was once a guy.
Reincarnation.
Maybe. So, Cersei is not hiding the fact that she is Cersei, which is kind of fun. I like that. And, you know, she tells them she doesn't turn people into pigs anymore. That's the old her. All right. Sure, I don't believe her. I also don't believe her that her fatal flaw is empathy. I think she's lying about that. Because why on earth would you be honest? Why would you tell someone what your true fatal flaw is? Especially when you know that, like, what you want is in direct contradiction to what they want. Like, you want everyone to stay on your island. They want to leave. Like, why would you give them the key to defeating you? As in your fatal flaw, you know? But also, I'm like, I don't know what her fatal flaw is, even if it's not empathy. So she wants them to look at the mirror and, like, confront their fatal flaws. And I enjoy the way Percy says, I've been through evaluations before, let's get this over with.
That was so funny.
Yes. So good.
He's so downtrodden.
I'm like, this poor kid, I'm sure he's had to take a lot of tests and things in school to, like, be diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia and all those things. So it's like, I see you,
Yeah,
King.
bud. It's okay. We're gonna make it through.
It's gonna be all right. And so here's where he sees Tyson in the mirror. Oh, devastating. Like, honestly, this is more devastating than, like, in the book, he looks in the mirror and he sees, like, a much cooler, older version of himself that, you know, is kind of the person that he wants to be. And he sort of agrees, not that he knows what he's agreeing to, but he agrees to let Cersei change him into his, like, true form, this, like, which he thinks is this cooler version of him, but is actually, you know, the guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
This is, like, a completely different direction here, because we've got, like, the fatal flaw bit happening. So we get a nice, like, montage of all the moments that he has tried to, like, protect his friends, or has tried to sacrifice himself for his friends, and him, like, promising he's gonna keep Tyson safe, and, like, it's
heartbreaking.
And he makes, you know, a water tornado, and then Cersei tells him that his fatal flaw is that, you know, to save a friend, he might be forced to do something really evil. He might sacrifice the quest, his soul, the world. Exactly what he's worried about, you know, with this great prophecy. And then the water pitcher explodes, which I enjoy as, like, a dramatic
That's a fun
choice.
visual touch.
And I always love to see Percy get, like, his new water powers. I think that's a fun thing that the show is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Really showing us him coming into his own. And then we get a really intense scene and moment between him and Annabeth, because he, like, storms out of there and tells her that she should be afraid of him. Tyson is dead, Grover is lost, so, like, if it comes down to choosing between Annabeth and saving Olympus, he would burn it all down. Whew!
When we were watching this to review it for the pod, I was like, are they gonna expedite the romance here? Because it was very touching. It was a beautiful scene, but I feel like there's a creeping feelings realization that will come sooner rather than later.
See, I think Percabeth happens faster than I think we give it credit for, because I think, like, by the Titan's curse, I think he's at least, like,
He's at least aware of his own feelings.
Maybe he's not aware of his own feelings, but the way that he is acting when he thinks that Annabeth is going to join the Hunters is
Feral. He goes crazy, berserk.
Like, clearly he likes her, and that's, like, 6 months from now, you know? So it makes sense that he has these, like, strong feelings for Annabeth.
These sneaking suspicions.
And we're only a year from Battle of the Labyrinth, where she kisses him for the first time. And then after that point, it's sort of, they both know how they feel. They just can't act on anything until after the war is over.
We're just in a war.
So I don't really think that we are speeding this up at all. I think we are seeing more outward expression of the feelings that are there, because we aren't getting Percy's internal monologue, you know? So we can't see him thinking things. He has to say them. And so, yeah, I feel really normal about him saying that he would burn it all down for Annabeth. That's fine. Because, like, obviously we knew that, but, like, hearing him say that, crazy. I also appreciate that he points out, like, what do I do if it comes down, like, if it comes between saving Grover and saving Camp, or saving Grover and saving you? Like, what do I pick? What do I do? And he hits us with the, you know, you said it was the human choices, and, like, that's all I am. Like, I am the human part of this equation, and I'm like, Percy. I love him so much. That's my son.
R.I.P. Percy, you'd hate the trolley problem.
Annabeth is tied to one train track. The rest of camp is tied to another. Percy, do you pull the lever?
Which do you choose?
I think that might be the title for this episode.
Yes. I did it.
R.I.P. Percy, you would hate the trolley problem. So true. And then we go back to Clarisse and Grover. Clarisse is climbing up a rope to try to get to the fleece. Grover has used his little pipes to get a tree to hold her. The tree's name is Yadira. Grover has been talking to the tree.
For who knows how long.
Honestly, yeah, Grover might have been talking to the tree.
Shouting up at the tree, hey girl.
This might have
been bored.
This might have been going on for a while. And I love that Clarisse tells him he's weirder than she remembered. Incredible. And then pretty quickly Clarisse falls and is knocked unconscious, which is not great. So Clarisse has a concussion, at least.
I feel like Chiron should invest in Guardian helmets for all of these campers. Like, hey, you don't need CT, actually.
Yeah, protect
Let's
the
get you
children.
strapped up.
Protect the children from head injuries. And then Polyphemus is back. Grover, of course, accidentally greets him without his veil on. And Polyphemus hits us with the "You're no Cyclops." And then we go back to Percy and Annabeth. It is very interesting, because it feels like there is less urgency in the Percy and Annabeth scenes. Like, yes, we want to get off this island, but the Grover and Clarisse scenes feel more intense than the Percy and Annabeth scenes until we get to the sirens, when like the sirens feels very intense. But like, I don't know, it's a very interesting like juxtaposition.
They're not really going, oh, we have to get out of here, what do we do? They're not scheming in the scenes at all. They seem kind of resigned to it, which I guess makes sense to a degree, because if you think that everybody else who embarked on this quest is dead, and Percy hasn't gotten a dream from Grover or a phase-in from Grover, and so he probably thinks, oh, we have time. Like, it's fine.
I mean, I think there is a little urgency, because he's very like, you know, we can't stay here forever like some of these other people, but they are a little, like, it is a little more like we're going through the motions here on Cersei's Island. And that also might be a reason that I didn't love it, because I feel like Cersei's Island feels more intense in the book. And it may be, you know, the non-consensual guinea pigging of it all.
The non-consensual guinea pigging? Oh my god.
Well, do you think any of them consented to it, Mal?
No, I mean, I don't, but no, I mean, it's all non-consensual. It's also non-consensual guinea pigging in the show, but it just, like, it feels more intense. I guess probably because you have, like, Percy as a guinea pig explaining to us what is happening, and, like, he's freaking out, and so it makes it feel a little bit more like, we should be freaking out. I don't know. Then we have Percy kind of staring at the 6 heroes who have, like, made it off the island. And we meet Zadie, who's been here a very long time. She talks about, like, how she was, I was about to give up before, you know, this person sailed past the sirens. And then, you know, just when I was about to give up again, like, this person sailed past the sirens. And Percy's like, awfully convenient that someone makes it off the island just when you're about to lose hope. And so then he goes to confront Cersei about that. And says, you know, his typical line was just like, my mom told me your story, so I know what's up.
My mommy says.
My mommy said that you help travelers and then they always leave you. And this was kind of giving Calypso to me.
I thought so too, which was very interesting. I also thought it was interesting that increasingly we're seeing, like, aged up demigods. So we know that the leader of Luke's team has, quote unquote, graduated from camp, and we see Zadie, who is kind of advanced in age, when in the first series, to me, it was really driven home that demigods did not live very long lives.
Right.
And so that was why it was so revelatory when they discovered the Roman camp, Camp Jupiter.
Well, Julie hasn't read that yet. But I mean, it's fine.
I thought that was in the first book,
no.
too. Not really a spoiler, but, like, there are older people living attending Camp Jupiter rather than Camp Half-Blood. And so that was kind of a fun sparkle surprise for Percy. Like, what do you mean I can live up to 18 and beyond? That's cool. Whereas it's not such a big deal in the show, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very much like, okay, so you go to camp and then you die, basically. Yeah, it is very interesting that we are getting to see demigods who are older in the show. Older and moved on to bigger and better things, like life on a cruise ship or on a weird island spa. So Percy, you know, says he understands why Cersei would want to keep heroes here. And he says that he knows the people have only made it out because she helped them cheat and she kept some of the wax. He's like, you know, I'll keep your secret as long as you tell as long as you help Annabeth. And then she's like, you know what? I accept your offer to keep my secret, but I'm not going to help Annabeth. And guinea pigs him.
I like that you've turned that into a verb.
Yeah. It's also interesting that she uses, like, a magic powder of sorts rather than...
That was a fun touch.
Yeah, in the book, she, like, makes him drink a strawberry milkshake. And that,
yeah.
again, the guinea pigging was like almost consensual. Like, I mean, it wasn't consensual, but he like of his own power drinks the shake because he thinks it's going to turn him into like the ideal version
the cool
of
Percy.
Yeah, the cool Percy. So this is just like even more not consensual guinea pigging.
How many times can we say that in an episode?
I don't know. I gotta stop saying that. Also, the moment as he's transforming where the guinea pig like has his hair is kind of hilarious.
So good.
Like an Animorph. He was like an Animorph.
Quite literally. I mean, I'm glad that other than that, we didn't have to see the like middle process of him transforming. He just like sort of falls behind the desk and then we see that there is a guinea pig that has his hair. Again, because we've used too much of the budget on the needle drops.
Exactly. I'm telling you.
And so we couldn't CGI him transforming like in Animorphs. But we did actually find an Animorphs audiobook.
Graphic novel.
I don't know what kind of book. We found an Animorphs graphic novel at a bookstore.
And they did depict the transformation, and it was scary also in cartoon form. What was your favorite Animorphs cover as a kid? Mine was the rat cover. That was the craziest to me.
There's like a bird one that really freaks
me out. The bird one is scary. Yeah, it gets kind of pterodactyl-y. There's a rat one that's crazy.
Julie, do you have a favorite Animorphs cover?
Toad.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What? You don't know what Animorphs are?
No.
Do you ever go to the public library as a child? I feel like there were 1 million of them. Oh my god.
That's why Julie didn't read Percy Jackson as a kid.
Well, clearly. Dear God.
What the hell are these books? I'm looking at them now.
Yeah, aren't they horrifying?
This was just like out on the shelves. There were like 1 million book fair posters.
What the hell is this? It's like a snake one? I don't like that.
Oh, there's a snake one? Oh my god, I gotta look this up now.
That's what we could have had in our transformation if they hadn't been cowards and they had actually CGI'd it.
Snake animal. You know what? That was. Oh my gosh, this is terrifying.
Oh no!
I also do not like the cow.
I don't think I've seen the cow.
Oh wait, there's 2? There's like a garden snake.
Oh no.
And then there's a cobra. Oh my gosh, wait. Seropedia. Oh, you can see all of the covers. You know, there's an alien on this one. And there were aliens in the graphic novel, you know? Okay. How interesting. Are Animorphs an alien species? Oh, look, that's an alien morphing into a raccoon.
Oh my gosh.
What were the Animorphs books?
The Animorphs are wild.
Wait, Animorphs were ghost-written?
What?
This is a list of the authors who are known to have ghost-written certain Animorphs books. K.A. Applegate would outline a story and they would write the actual book. Oh my gosh. Whoa, okay, because there were like 52 books in this series.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, they were only paid $10,000 per book?
Yikes.
Oh, but the market rate for ghostwriters at the time was $5,000.
Okay, nice. This has become an Animorphs podcast.
Yeah, I feel like I've stumbled upon a conspiracy. Keep going, keep talking. I'm gonna be okay.
Alright, so Animorphs Percy. It bothers me the way she just like drops Riptide in her cup. I was like, that's not yours, give it back. Also, hilarious to me that the guinea pigs in the cage get subtitles as they talk to Percy. Amazing. And the guinea pig does introduce himself as Edward.
I wonder why he has a name.
I've watched enough gay pirate shows to know who that is. So then back to... I forgot his name. Holy shit. Okay.
Grover?
Yes.
You forgot Grover's name?
I did.
What the hell, man?
I'm losing it. The holidays really get to me. Back to Grover and Clarisse. Grover is tied up in a cabinet thing and is allegedly talking to Clarisse. Clarisse says, you know, this is what the Oracle said, this is where it ends for me, a tomb made of stone, and this is what I deserve. I promise not to let another soldier fall on the battlefield if I could prevent it. And I didn't, like, really angsting here. And then Grover, I'm saying that in air quotes, says, don't talk like that. Your father is merciful. And everyone involved, Clarisse, me, Sydney, you, we're all like,
Are we talking about the same father?
We're like, Aries? Like, that's really what gives it away. you done messed up, Polyphemus, because actually it hasn't been Grover this whole time. She goes to, like, the cabinet that Grover is tied up in, and he is tied and gagged, and so it was not him talking to her. It was, in fact, Polyphemus, who, like, puts her in a bag and hits her on the head again. So that is
hilarious, quite frankly. She just slumped over in the bag. It was a great visual gag. Terrifying, but great.
I was gonna say it was horrifying.
Oh, well,
her second head injury
oops.
in, like, the same day. That's not great.
She's never been in the CTE allegations.
Like, I feel like everything Clarisse does from now forward, we have to consider the fact that she has brain damage.
She has a TBI.
Yeah, like, this is, because, like, you get hit in the head hard enough to be knocked unconscious, like, that is a TBI. That's not good.
She's been on concussion protocol anyway.
Yes, like, Clarisse is concussed and then gets hit on the head again. Not great. Then comes a Polyphemus reveal that I don't necessarily love. He says he's going to use them as bait, which, like, fine, that makes sense. But he also says that he's known the whole time that Grover is a satyr. And I just don't understand why he didn't eat him immediately. What was his end game? Because I'm thinking, like, okay, the first day that you have Grover, and he's like, oh, I'm a lady Cyclops, but you know that that's not true and that he's a goat. If you had just eaten him then, the information about, like, where the fleece is wouldn't have even gotten out, because he wouldn't have had time to do the empathy link with Percy. And then, like, there's no need to use him as bait. So, like, what is his end game here?
I don't know. Like, is it greed? Is it, oh, if I keep him alive, more demigods will come to me? But, like, how do you know that he has friends? You know? Like, you're really banking on him having people who are looking out for him. And Polyphemus is known to have eaten a lot of satyrs, and so has not extended them the same amount of mercy or game thing. Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, like, the sort of dramatic end that we had in their last scene where he's like, you're no Cyclops, like, doesn't make sense if he's like, well, I've known the whole time.
Actually, just kidding. You are a Cyclops.
Like, I don't know. It's like, it feels like those two scenes don't go together to me. To, like, have this, like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Polyphemus knows that Grover's not a satyr, to then have the reveal that, like, he's known the whole time. I was like, huh? What's going on? Hated him using Percy's voice.
Yeah, hated that.
I was
Creepy.
like, give that back. That's not yours. You can't have that. And how has he been listening to Grover and Percy's dreams?
In the dreams. Weird. Maybe because he's so aged, he has new Cyclops powers yet untapped.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know Annabeth said, in the book at least, that when she got taken by the Cyclops, like, in kind of the flashback with Thalia, like, those Cyclops, that they pulled Luke and Thalia's voices, like,
from
out
her
of
head,
yeah,
right?
from her head.
Okay.
So I feel like it's something related to that. Like, he got the voice from Grover, but I don't know. The implication that he's listening to their dreams is
Polyphemus Santa Claus. Case in point, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
Gosh, I hope not, because I don't really want him coming down my chimney. He's freaky looking. He's not cute the way Tyson is. Like, Tyson is more human looking. But back to Cersei Island. Annabeth then comes in looking for Percy. It is kind of funny to me that she already knows that her fatal flaw is pride, and that it was in her first Camp Half-Blood progress report, and she was proud of it. But honestly, like, very Annabeth. Love that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the things that Cersei starts saying about her mom, I'm like, I know you're right, but hey,
that's mean.
You can't say that.
Like, the whole daughter of Athena always vying for your mother's attention while pretending you aren't. Do you think she'll be more disappointed that you died or that you failed?
Oh,
that was rough.
And then for Annabeth to later be like, you know, I think I am more scared of disappointing my mom than dying. Huh? That's so sad. That's so sad.
There should be a therapist at Camp Half-Blood.
There's gotta be.
Actually, there should be 12. One per cabin, actually.
I feel like we've brought that up a lot with this season of TV. We're like, get these kids
in. Bring in a child psychologist.
These kids need to talk to someone. You just keep putting them in situations, and they can't handle all that. So, yeah, she's rigged up a whole plan to, like, tie them to the masts and then set up a thing where her knife will, like, cut them out as soon as they get past the sirens. Great. We never actually get to see if that works or not, but I'm sure it was a great idea. And another thing I would like to point out is that the subtitles call the guinea pig Percy Pig.
I love that so much. Percy Pig, like Peppa Pig.
Percy Pig is in the cage, still controlling the water. You've got a little like water tornado in the guinea pig water, which I think that is an inspired choice.
That was smart. Yeah.
Because like you had him doing that earlier in the episode and then you have him doing it again as a guinea pig. Hilarious. I really thought when Annabeth walked in, the first thing she was going to clock was Riptide in the cup.
I did too.
Which, like, she also clocks.
She does later.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
don't you mean yet to be named sword?
Right, yet to be named sword. Pen sword. What's it called? We don't know. They don't tell us. Except in the subtitles. There's so much information that you can get from the subtitles.
Which is crazy.
Like Percy Pig.
Percy.
Percy Pig is so good. So, also, okay, it's sort of to distract Cersei that Annabeth then says that she's more afraid of failing her mom than dying. And she says that she's only seen Athena a couple of times in her life. What do we think these times are? Because I think confirmed, one would be the winter trip to Olympus where the lightning bolt gets stolen. Because like Annabeth was there for that, Clarisse was there for that, Luke was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
Would assume she would have met her mom then. I wonder if another time is like when she gave her the hat.
Yeah, has to be. Well, does her mom even gift her the hat, or does her mom just leave her the hat in the books?
I don't think she ever says. I think she just says it's a gift from her mom. Yeah.
Okay, so the hat.
And I think it's the same in the show. Like, I think she just says it's a gift from her mom.
Probably those two. Because
I can't think of another
any
one.
other time.
Yeah. And then we start tying it to Percy. She's like, I was okay with never seeing my mom until I met Percy and his mom. And, you know, his mom is always there for him, and sometimes it makes me really angry, and the only thing that makes me angry is someone trying to take him from her.
So good.
I hope Sally knows how great her future daughter-in-law is, and how much
She's a ride or die for Sally Jackson already.
Like, have they even met at this point?
I don't think so. Canonically? No, because don't they meet in the next, 6-month stretch? You know, when Sally starts doing drop-offs. Oh, go fight monsters, kids. I love you. Be safe.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever confirmed when Sally and Annabeth meet. They do at some point, I assume, before Titan's Curse meet, because Annabeth and Thalia are going to school in the city, allegedly. And Percy says he didn't see them much, but I would assume that her driving them to Maine is not the first time she has met Annabeth and Thalia.
I was gonna say, maybe she meets Annabeth when she picks Percy up from camp after seeing monsters.
Yeah, maybe. I hope that the show will tell me. Like, if the show could give me one thing that is not in the books, it would be Sally and Annabeth meeting each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want. Because I'm so curious how that went. But anyway, she is already ride or die for Sally Jackson when they probably have not
Who's
even met.
not?
I mean, honestly, yeah. Just hearing about Sally is enough to make you ride or die for Sally Jackson. And you know, if Sally is willing to take in, you know, various
Strays.
mythological strays, yes. What if she takes in Annabeth and Thalia while they're going to school, and
Because
Percy?
where else would they be living?
Well, they're going to like boarding school, I believe, in the book. So,
oh, is it boarding school?
what if Annabeth and Thalia? Because Tyson is going. If we follow the events of the book, Tyson goes to the underwater forges for the school year.
If he is alive.
If Tyson is alive, but I would assume we're following the book on that one. They better be. They better be. I don't know if Tyson well, I guess Tyson would have to have his own room because we see Percy's room and Tyson is clearly not staying there. So there allegedly would be a vacated room in that apartment. So like Annabeth and Thalia could move in. So I'm starting my Annabeth and Thalia live with Sally for the school year agenda until season 3 proves me wrong. So I can't wait to be right. Oh, I want to call my shot on another prediction. Now that I'm thinking of like calling my shot on predictions. So I was thinking a lot about Clarisse's prophecy and how it ends with her talking about flying home alone. And in the book, that's on an airplane. But I think they have been marketing Blackjack too much for her to not leave on that Pegasus. Like, I think she is flying home alone with the fleece on that Pegasus. Mm. That is me calling my shot for episode 8 or 7, whenever that is going to happen. I don't think Clarisse will be flying home on a plane. I was noodling on that, and I was just reminded of it. Anyway, so What were we talking about? Oh, Annabeth is ride or die for Sally Jackson. Huge. She gives the guinea pig cage the vitamins, and the pirates are back. I hope that they are all off to go be gay.
That would be amazing if this did have a direct tie into Our Flag Means Death.
Yes.
I mean, I was sort of campaigning for Taika Waititi as Blackbeard.
He's involved in the Disney universe.
We didn't go there. It's fine. In my heart, it is Edward Teach from Our Flag Means Death, and he is going off to find his boyfriend Steed, or perhaps his boyfriend Steed is also there with him in the guinea pig cage.
That'd be cute.
They were guinea pigs together for a while. That's actually better ending than season 2, I think, but
Oof.
it's fine. We don't have to talk about Our Flag
We
Means
don't have
Death.
to talk about season 2. It doesn't exist in my mind.
I also think it's incredibly funny the way that he offers Percy some celery, and he's like, take your share.
Your rations. That was absolutely hilarious.
Incredible. And Percy also takes, the wax before they leave. And I do wonder about the inclusion of Blackbeard when they don't even take his ship.
They don't even take the Queen Anne. Like, that was my biggest beef with the episode, because, like, that's a plot point, and, like, it's, oh, ha, 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 it's Blackbeard's ship. But then they didn't even do it. So why even include that Blackbeard is a guinea pig?
I mean, I think that's another just, like, book detail
Easter
that
egg,
they sprinkled in.
Book readers. Isn't this funny?
Isn't it funny? It's Blackbeard, and then you can see his ship, like, docked at the island, but they don't take it.
Again, budget, what budget?
Anyway, final thoughts on Cersei's Island now that we're leaving?
Now that we vacated the island, I thought it was fine. Not upset about the changes. I'm upset about the Blackbeard thing. I take it back. I'm upset about the Blackbeard thing. But, like, on the whole, not overly upset about the changes.
Julie, any Cersei thoughts from you?
It was just kind of boring to me when they were on the island.
That's fair. I mean, I think there's much less tension on the island, especially contrasted with, like, what's going on with Grover and Clarisse. And then the tension we get with the sirens here in a minute. Like, it's just, the island feels slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the island is like a tropical vacation.
I don't know. I'm like, I do enjoy when they meet these mythical figures, like, same with Medusa last time. I do enjoy when they meet these figures and they're not what they're expecting. I think that's kind of fun. But I also think, I don't know, I miss what it was in the book just a little bit. Just a little bit. I wanted Annabeth to get the opportunity to learn magic from, a bunch of cool girls, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so on our not pirate ship, there is only enough wax for one of them, because of course. And so the choice to give the wax to Annabeth and then have Percy tied to the mast
as the ship is sailing
is interesting, because I would think it would be smarter to have Percy out with his ears plugged so that he can steer the ship, right?
Correct.
Yeah, like, the son of Poseidon should be steering the ship.
Like, give him his hands.
I don't understand this change, because the whole thing in the book is that Annabeth is tied to the mast because she wants to hear the siren song. And I think we could have still kept that. Like, the thirst for knowledge, like, she wants to know what the sirens have to say. And the problem is that, like, they both forget that she has her knife, and so she cuts herself out and gets away. So, like, just what's happening on this boat here doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand this change. And I would be interested if someone smarter than me, or perhaps someone who was involved in the change, wants to come out and tell us, like, why this happened. I don't know. This is, like, I don't get it. I don't know what we were doing on the boat. I mean, I know it's kind of like their plan doesn't go according to plan because Cersei, like, yoinks the wax back from them. But I don't know. It's just, like, it was not a good plan to begin with. And was it just that they were moving fast and so they, like, did weird stuff?
They were in a panic. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Because, I mean, I guess they were, like, they left with the intention of, like, we're both going to plug our ears and it's just going to be normal and fine. And then we had to, like, make a last-second decision to, like, tie Percy up. And, like, I don't know. I just feel like, logically, the better choice is to tie Annabeth up and have Percy's ears blocked. But I guess then, if you're writing this, knowing that Cersei is going to yoink the wax away, it makes more sense to have Percy tied up, and then Annabeth needs to be free to swim to the sirens. Fine, whatever. And then, Annabeth is like, no, I can do this. I can take the sirens. Famous last words. Almost like her fatal fly's pride. Crazy. I do enjoy the siren song. I think it sounds lovely. I would probably swim towards it. It's beautiful. But I yearn for the sea, so we know that.
Yeah, no, you would be the person who would be both waxed up and strapped to the mast of the ship. I do not trust you.
I love to jump off of a boat. When we were in Greece, we took a boat trip.
Oh my god.
And there was a jumping off the boat situation. I probably did it like 10 times.
So many times. I did it one time because my fight or flight instinct is to go, neither. You just want to survive. What if you just lived? What if you lived and like, this is a death wish, actually.
Point being, I love to jump off of a ship. So I think even without the music, I would probably be in the water.
And my will to live is just so strong.
Okay, so yes. So Annabeth's siren vision is interesting because it is a departure from the book, but not entirely. So our kind of siren song morphs into Grover's consensus song.
Which I love. I love it. I love it.
I love a callback. But this time it's between Percy and Luke. Luke is back in his dumb tracksuit. And Grover like turns to Annabeth and it's like, Annabeth, you know, we could use a little wisdom. We've all been through too much to like not give peace
to
between
not
us
be
a chance.
friends.
Yeah, like let's all get along, everybody. So Annabeth then like stabs them instead because she's like, you can't fool me with your vision. I know you're really sirens. She stabs Percy and then she stabs Luke. Do we think it means anything that she stabbed Percy first?
No.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I think it probably does subconsciously.
What do you think it means?
I think, because I'm thinking back to last season when we talked a lot about the Fates cutting Luke's string after what happened at the Arch, like after Percy tried to sacrifice himself for Annabeth, you know, much like Thalia did. And thinking about like how that is kind of the start of her switch and switching from being like on Luke's side and like being family with Luke to then like switching to Percy's side to like ultimately where she would pick Percy over Luke if it came down to it. And I think, to me, looking at this scene, I wonder if this is telling me that like Annabeth is not quite fully switched over to like Percy's side at this point, and she would still maybe choose Luke over him if the choice was given to her now.
I don't think so, because she's aware that they're sirens.
No, I know. I'm just like, subconsciously, why does she go for Percy first? What is this podcast for if not for me to overanalyze things?
Fair enough.
And then, instead of Annabeth stabbing Grover, Athena comes in to save the day and stabs the last siren.
Athena in her Kill Bill jumpsuit.
Yeah, the yellow jumpsuit. I don't know why she's wearing this. I kind of hate it.
I do not like it.
All right, fine.
At all.
Yeah, like, she is not the goddess of fashion, that's for sure. But I gotta admit, I was gagged when I saw this the first time. I was like, Athena? Why is Athena here? And, you know, the way that she tells her, I've never seen anyone set a trap for the sirens. And I was like, I didn't know you were watching. And she says, I was always watching. And at this point, I did also start flipping off the screen because I was like, Athena, when I catch you, I know what you did in episode 4 of season 1. Like, I know the way that you let the Chimera into the Arch to go after Annabeth. Like, you are still on my list, ma'am. And for you to show up now, absolutely not. I do not forgive you. And then, psych, it's not actually Athena, because when Annabeth reaches for her hand, the vision, like, goes away, and it is actually a siren. This was rad, I gotta say. The twists and turns here.
Yeah, I did like that. The Interception style dream within a dream.
Yeah, it was good to me. I thought the tension of this scene was really good, especially compared to, like, the slower pace of the spa. Then, you know, Percy grabs her, pulls her into the water, and, you know, kind of saves her from the sirens. I miss their little air bubble underwater. I know that would probably be a lot to CGI and to, like, make happen underwater. I miss it. I love that moment. It is such a great foreshadow of their kiss later in the canoe lake. Like, are Percy and Annabeth gonna have the greatest underwater kiss of all time? Like, I don't know, because I haven't seen them do the bubble thing.
Don't worry, James Cameron's going to advance the technology even further by the time season 4 comes out.
There's also, you pointed this out, an Amelia Earhart
Yeah, plane.
plane in the
It
water.
sunk. I was like, oh, why?
We've solved the mystery. Amelia Earhart was eaten by the sirens. But just, like, the proof here that all Annabeth wants is for her mom to notice her. Ugh! Athena, when I catch you. Athena, if we see you for real in season 3 in that elevator in the Hoover Dam, I'm gonna get you. Love your daughter. She's great. And if you don't love her, I love her enough for the both of us, so it's fine. But it's not fine. So she kind of says, like, oh, this was my pride. Like, I thought if I could do all the right things and I could win the war, then my mom would finally notice me. She's like, that's pride. That's hubris. And then we miss the perfect opportunity for the hummus line.
I love the, oh, so sad.
Like, this is the perfect time for Percy to go, like, isn't that the brown stuff they spread on sandwiches? And then her to be like, that's hummus, seaweed brain.
We haven't gotten very many good seaweed brains in this season.
No, there have been no seaweed brains.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, we got our first seaweed brain in episode 5 last season, so, like, we could have gotten another one here. It would have been so good. I miss the hummus line. We're missing a lot of the fun, like, zingers. A lot of the fun is being taken away.
Yeah.
I think there's just a couple little things that they could have done that I just don't understand why they didn't do. And one of them is the freaking hummus line. I love the hummus line. They're also cowards for not telling us what Percy saw with the sirens. Because the fact that he says all he saw was her, and that, like, you know, her being on the rock shielded him or whatever, like, sure, I can believe that. That's fine. I want to know what he would see from the sirens. I'm so curious. I mean, I feel like it would be the people that he loves.
It would actually be Annabeth, yeah.
Yeah, it would be the people that he loves on the Sirens Island. So actually, maybe that the Sirens' vision was just what was happening because they knew Percy would come to the island because Annabeth was there. They were like, we don't even need to give him a vision. He will save the people that he loves. Yeah, okay. So maybe it was actually a Siren vision. And then, you know, they talk about how, like, we saved each other. Like, you made me not a guinea pig, and then you saved me from the sirens. Like, maybe we were just destined to both be here. Like, the one version of fate that doesn't suck.
Aww,
soulmates.
Young love.
Soulmates. And then Percy's like, oh, look at that. We're here, and we are at Polyphemus' island. And that is where our episode ends for this week. And so next week, we will be on Polyphemus' island.
I'm wrapping up the story.
Wrapping up the story in episode 6.
It's concerning.
Yeah.
It is a little concerning because I really thought we weren't going to get to Polyphemus' island till episode 7. So there's not a lot of story left to tell here, but there's a lot of episodes.
What are we doing?
So, I mean, I feel like we're probably going to add a lot of stuff, but I mean, are we going to get the fleece next episode?
It kind of feels that way. It was teased.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll
okay,
see.
I guess we're getting the fleece.
We're gonna be locked in.
We're gonna be so locked in.
We will be sad.
Yeah. So,
rapid fire thoughts.
any other final closing thoughts?
I got nothing. I expressed everything I needed to express. My mind is still not changed about the Sea of Monsters.
That's fair.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I shouldn't trust my gut reaction sometimes because I think I'm a little too married to what happens in the book, and it's hard for me sometimes to, like, accept what they're giving me and be like, this is good, actually. Like, it takes me a couple watches.
Yeah.
So perhaps on the third watch, I will enjoy it even more. Julie, any final thoughts?
Not my favorite episode, not terrible, but, you know, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do for the last 3.
Yeah. Well, it seems as though literally no one has seen episode 8. Like, even people that got screeners, no one was given episode 8.
Ooh.
So I'm like, what are we doing in episode 8? Because obviously it looks like there's some big, like, all camp fight or something that's going on. So, like, I don't know, how much of a departure from the book are we looking at here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested. I'm scared. Also, happy 2026, everyone. We are still recording this in 2025, but it will be 2026 when this reaches your ears, and
I hope everybody has an amazing new year and that all of your New Year's hopes and dreams and wishes come true as we enter the year of Matt Damon's Odyssey. I don't want it.
This is the only Odyssey we need.
Yeah, this has consumed me. I keep thinking about the one post after the trailer dropped that was like, these helmets look 3D printed, and it's true. Like, why film in IMAX cameras if you're just gonna make it garbage? Anyway, that's my hot take on that. We will explore those feelings further some other time.
Coming for Christopher Nolan's neck.
So it just makes me so angry. Just as I am a Sea of Monsters hater, I am also a Christopher Nolan hater. I didn't think The Dark Knight was that good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you a Christopher Nolan defender, Julie?
Hello, Oppenheimer.
Oh, right.
Only the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Julie, is your wallet prepared for another Christopher Nolan?
I would defend Christopher Nolan just over Oppenheimer. Like, I don't care about any of his other movies. Oppenheimer only.
And you know what? That's your right. As our Oppenheimer and Tyson truther, Julie. Fingers crossed that we see Tyson.
We better.
Again. I mean, I would assume that he is going to show up on Polyphemus' Island next episode. Fingers crossed. But yeah, great work, team. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. 3 more episodes. Whew! Where are we going from here? We will be back next week to discuss episode 6 and all that may entail. So, thank you for being here with us, Sydney.
You're so welcome, as always. A lovely time. Can't wait to return for an actual good season of Percy Jackson based off of a good book.
We'll bring you back for season 3 and the not yet confirmed season 4 that we are definitely getting. Though actually, I worry that I might watch season 4 and be like, actually, this is terrible the first time.
Yeah,
because
I think you need to be on like Valium while you watch it.
I think I'm very attached to Battle of the Labyrinth, and like any changes they make, I'm gonna be like, no, you can't. So perhaps,
maybe we learn the art of letting go in the interim.
maybe in the next few years I'll calm down. Probably not.
That's hilarious. Oh my god. Happy holidays. This has been Demigod Debut.
That's all from us. We'll see you next time. Catch you later.
Hi, thanks for listening. As always, you can find us on whatever social media platform you prefer at DemigodDebutPod, or feel free to send us an email to demigoddebut@gmail.com. If you like this podcast, please leave us a rating or review wherever it is you are listening. We'll see you next time. Bye!